Heyo, I'm Kevin and I play the Binding of Isaac. I had a run going. It was an Eden run. Let me just prove it to you that I'm not just quitting because things are bad. I'm doing just fine. I was doing fine this run. I just don't want to play this one. I'm gonna run an Isaac. Don't ask why. I feel like the consistency of the runs, it's again for me. The Binding of Isaac is the chicken nugget. It's the canvas that I paint with, and I need the canvas that I paint with to be of stable substance. I can't have too much variance in this, so that I can actually present my conversation topics without too much distractions from the gameplay. The gameplay is there. For me, what I care about more is the stuff that I say, because if you want to watch the gameplay, there's so many other people to watch the gameplay. But if you're here for my my personality, and if you're here because you're in my personal life and I put a gun to your head, you're here not for the game necessarily, right? Because your life is on the line. You have got to do what you got to do to live another day. I don't know where I went with that. Anyways, I'm glad that the people in my life are watching this stuff, because sometimes I'm surprised that people still, the people that I ask to like proofread, proof watch, hey, what do you think about this idea? What do you think about that idea? Not that much change in this channel, but I've asked for their input and they've been very diligent in providing the feedback that I need for me to continue making what I want to make, which is just Binding of Isaac while I'm talking. And there's always room for more creativity. The thing about creativity is that sometimes it feels like there's way too much creativity in the world. And by that I mean, what do I have to add? Like, that's the big question, right? Why are you here on this earth? Are you here to... What are you here to contribute? And... Hold on, a sneeze. Okay. What are you here to contribute? And for me, it's a lot of things. And Binding of Isaac is only one that I do, one of many, actually. Believe it or not. Hold on. Let me just adjust myself in the chair so that I can get properly situated. Because posture is a real thing of concern, man. I sit so much time at my desk, and I have this like chair that I got from... I got this chair. It's like a IKEA folding wooden chair. I got it used when I kind of moved to Montreal. It's been great. It looks great. It looks okay. Not very notable, but it suits my need. And I've been looking at nice chairs, and man, every time I look at Herman Miller, I'm like, yo, I want to get a Herman Miller. Even though I'm gonna move out, I'm gonna have to like sell it probably in a few months for when I move back to Vancouver. But man, when I look at a nice chair, I'm like, I spend so much time at my desk. I've been sitting in an IKEA wooden chair for like so many hours of my days off. It's a bit of a shame. So I need to do what I can to at least preserve my posture and my back. And I'm doing I'm doing the necessary exercises for me to stay active. Because these days it's so easy for desk job workers. Not that I'm a desk job worker, but just in general, people that sit a lot at the desk. It's easy for people like that to kind of lose their core strength, their leg strength, their develop back, neck, wrist issues, you name it, right? Anyways, where was I going? So I want to talk about some courses that I was taking in university. And these aren't the regular courses. These are more courses that were specific to nursing. I can't imagine any other degrees requiring courses like this. So I thought it was rather notable. And I guess you'd have to let me know. And these courses are like stress management / emotional health courses. So in my first year of this course, of this class, it was one of the assignments of the course was you have to eat this raisin. So the prof was going around the class. They were handing out raisin, like a few raisins, a small handful of raisins to each student. And then the assignment or the goal was that you have to eat the raisin mindfully. And then you have to think about how the raisin feels in your mouth, how it tastes, how it makes you feel, stuff like that. I'm not gonna... It's a weird concept, right? And it's supposed to... The idea was that it's supposed to develop a sense of mindfulness in the nursing student, because nurses, again, is a very stressful profession. So they have integrated some way to like reduce stress at work, and that was their way of saying, oh, here are some tools in your belt that you can use while you're stressed at work, because this work is gonna suck the life out of you. So they were kind of priming us, because they know that the work is devastating for the human body and it's not for the longevity of the human spirit. They knew that, so they were like, yeah, here's some tools under your belt. And they did that by giving us raisins to eat. I thought it was pretty stupid. I did it anyways. Imagine me in my college year 1 dorm, and I'm over here with my raisin and I'm eating it very slowly. I did it. I gave my best try. And man, I felt stupid doing it. I had to do it. I mean, I had to do it because just to say that I did it, essentially. I didn't really care too much for it, but I just wanted to say that I tried. And trying is the least I could do. And then you have to kind of you do have to like overplay what your takeaway from the assignment is. Like, yeah, the raisin, it was sweet in the mouth at first, and then I felt the wrinkles on my tongue. And you do have to what is it? You have to make it more dramatic than it really is, because again, it's a half-baked assignment, and unfortunately to get a full mark you can't give half-baked answers, even though it was a pretty silly assignment to begin with. But you can't just say it was a stupid assignment. Why did you do this? It's not gonna help me in my. This course and this technique of mindfulness isn't gonna help me when there's like code blues happening, when I'm overworked and underpaid, and I've missed my break, and then the manager is not paying for overtime or whatever, right? It's not enough. It's not nearly enough, and it's such an underbaked course, but then you can't say that it's an underbaked course. Anyways, macrophaging, sure. That was a year 1 course. So year 2, I thought, what does year 2 have to offer? Year 2, I don't remember much from year 2 or the second year of that emotional health course. All I remember is them gathering the nursing students into like a small gym and then having everyone lie down and then like meditating in quotations. Half the people ended up falling asleep, so the lights were off. There was maybe like some nice music playing, and then they were like, it was called a body scan. It was called a body scan, and it was like, you feel the earth under your feet. It was like, what else? You feel the earth under your feet, feel the weight of how your hands are resting on the floor or on your belly. And it's like it's a small gymnasium, lights off, and a bunch of young students just on the gym floor, kind of like taking a nap and doing, quote unquote body scan. And some people would snore, and they would, I guess they'd be fine. They'd be fine with it. They wouldn't like scold the student or anything. It's only a natural response when you're a student, when you're a university student, and they're like, now we're gonna spend some time lying on the floor in the dark. Some people are gonna fall asleep. It's only natural. So that was what I remember from second year of that course. Third year of that course, though, it's a little bit more different, a little bit more fascinating. Third year of that course, I remember them bringing in like a indigenous health leader, let's say. So it was someone from the community that was of First Nations descent. And let me preface this conversation topic by saying that I am speaking on the lands of unceded territory of the Musqueam Nation, or whatever they say in the schools nowadays, in the university. And I don't want to yada yada it. Like, the whole course and whatnot went into great details about the history of the indigenous population in Canada. And partly this was because the nursing school was, I don't know, they had a very specific agenda. This is a little bit of conspiracy theory, but from my view, they had a very specific agenda of pushing for rural nursing. So nursing in kind of like away from the cities, where the indigenous people live, and it's a very stressful job for nurses because you don't have a lot of other clinical support. You have to do a lot of things on your own. There's limited supplies, limited everything, and patients can get very sick. You have to treat them. You have to send them out to a bigger facility like Vancouver General from northern BC or whatever. So because of that, conspiracy agenda in quotations, they had an indigenous health leader come in, and they were talking about their history and all that. Cool. Amazing. I'm honestly happy to learn about the culture of the people that initially lived here, all that good stuff. And I don't want to take away the importance of it, because my God, it's a bit of a landmine to talk about First Nations people in general, other than in an overly sweet way. It's a bit of a minefield. Don't get me started on that. I'm here to talk about the course that I took. Okay. So the course, oh my gosh, I know I'm going in circles. But there's a lot of prefaces to say so that I don't end up in hot waters, okay? You do the same thing if you're me. So, again, where were we? Bam, indigenous health leaders. And they were talking about, they had this lot of videos they were holding smudging sessions. They were like, yeah, after this class, we're gonna have a smudging session. It's like where they burn sage and they do something with it. I don't know, but they do something with a burning sage, and it's supposed to be good for the spirits. Amazing, coolest of beans, right? And one of the things that they very much emphasized was the importance, the importance of thinking into the future, like thinking generations down the line. The indigenous people, they thought 10 generations into the future. They like they thought they lived alongside Mother Nature, and everything was in harmony, because that's what that culture values. And honestly, awesome. That's a very amazing, cool way to live, because that's something that I respect. That is something that I agree with. Now, that was like in the first few classes, or first few days of the course, or first few weeks of the course, rather. But so they preached all the things about how important it is to think 10 generations down the line, compared to nowadays when we're using plastic, when we're polluting the oceans, when we're cutting down the trees, and how tragic it is. Right. It is tragic. It is very much against their culture's fundamentals. I agree. So color me surprised when they come like a few weeks later, and they're like, "Hey guys, we got a new Jeep Grand Cherokee in yellow. It's an amazing car." It goes so fast. It's rugged. It's great for off-roading. I'm like, is this gonna survive 10 generations into the future? What happened to all the stuff that they preached? Are you kidding me? Of course, I mean, okay. I do agree that the current society does not allow to think 10 generations into the future. There's planned obsolescence out the wazoo. There's companies that has gone under because the products that they've made have lasted too long, so the people don't need to buy them as much. So the company has died. So now the companies kind of have to make stuff that don't last as long, so people buy them more often, so that the company can stay afloat. The world is not meant, at least the Western American world, is not meant for to be thought 10 years into the future, and to think about, I don't know, our children's children. Ugh. It is just not possible. I agree. But then why are you saying that proudly, that you got a brand new Jeep Grand Cherokee? It's an amazing car. I also want to say that I don't know if this is exactly what happened. I don't know if this is true. I have no way of checking. This is just what I remember. I could be remembering it wrong. And if I am, I'm sorry. That's not what I mean, to throw shade at a culture that has suffered, right? But if I remember is correct, man, you're not practicing what you preach. And to be so openly kind of saying that, it's not a good look. At least, you know, for even if you got a brand new car, even if you got Tesla Model Y, you keep that on the down low, brother. Why would you share that willingly? Like, After all that preaching? Really? I don't know if anyone else in the class caught on. Or maybe they did, maybe they didn't care. Because there were definitely people that weren't paying as much attention as they should. But I was paying attention, and they were talking about this so proudly and how great the car is, and I was like, am I the only one that's hearing this? The hypocrisy at its finest? Maybe I'm misremembering it. That's why I assume that I'm misremembering it, because it's kind of too absurd otherwise. Because who would share, I don't know, the importance of their culture's values and then do something that goes tragically against it? So I am very much inclined to say, hey, maybe I'm not remembering correctly, and that's on me. I don't want to throw shade where it's not due. Again, right? It's again, in Canada, indigenous population, rich history, tragic history, thin ice. Right? The puzzles, it doesn't need even to be, it's not even worth putting it together. You already know that it is very much part of the Canadian society to respect the indigenous pop. I don't know. I don't exactly know how much the states are. Whoop. No, that's my notice. So I don't know how much the states are, how much the America, like the United States, feel about their indigenous population. I have no clue. This isn't about really the political side of things. It's more about a new Jeep Grand Cherokee. Maybe that has to be my new next car. I've never been a car guy. That's the thing. So I honestly have no point of reference. For me, hold on. I remember one of my high school assignments was like, oh, you have to, what is your like dream car, and you have to like budget or something around it. And then I don't know, I just looked up a random Mazda car, and I was like, oh, this seems affordable. And there was other people with their brand new, I don't know, Porsche 911s or whatever. And obviously this was like kind of a fun assignment where you have to think about expensive cars and how you would finance them or something like that. I didn't really understand the concept of what makes a car good. Of course, I have like like friends around me that enjoy cars. I just don't get it. Dude, car is a tool that I don't care about. I don't like driving. I'm more of a nice transit kind of guy. I would rather sit in a nice train than... I mean, of course, a nice car is nice, but I'm not gonna pay... It's too much. It's too much. And I don't care about cars enough for me to pay that much for a car that I don't care about. Anyways. Maybe I should consider a Jeep though. And there, it was in yellow, the new Jeep Grand Cherokee. Nice. It's just funny, isn't it? Hypocrisy. No one is spared from hypocrisy. Where does my docket go from here? Is the next big question. I know that Honda Civic is like the most sensible. I need a car recommendation because, okay, here's what happened with my car. When I started university, I had a beat up like Honda. It was so old. I remember that car, like one of my first cars that I've driven. It was like a beat up dirty slipper. It worked, but I don't know why. When I had to press on the brakes, I would have to floor that thing for it to slow down and stop. And God forbid, heaven forbid, I stop on a hill, on a steep incline, and I have to keep my brake, like my ass would be off the seat so that I can put enough weight onto the brake so that, because otherwise the car would slide down. And I'd be like, oh God, oh fuck. And I remember bringing that car to the mechanic and they were like, no, it's just an old car. I'm like, what? Are the brake pads an issue? I don't remember what he said, but that car that I had, my God, what a nuisance of a car that was. It like, even though I've driven that car for maybe like a year or two, because of how hard it was for it to slow down and stop, I still have nightmares where I'm driving a car and it's not slowing down even though I'm pressing as hard as I can onto the brake. It's a terrible nightmare. I still get it. I haven't driven that car in like forever. I hope that it's like, you know, turned to scrap at this point because that car just did not work. But that was my first car and I was happy to have it. And after that car, I had a different Chevrolet car. I took that to Kelowna to start university. The issue with that car was it was fine. It was a fine car. Issue though, it was a two-wheel drive, and Kelowna winters can get pretty harsh. It can get pretty snowy, and to only have a two-wheel drive is pretty dicey of a proposition. So my dad had a work van, and he was like, "Just take this car. It's an all-wheel drive." And I was like, "Okay, awesome. I can use this big car to get around to hospitals, to class, downtown, whatever, right?" It's because of the fall, winter semesters. It's a pretty dicey proposition to just have a two-wheel driver car. So I had that car for a while. But since moving to Montreal, I gave that car to my older brother, who is using it now. So now I'm actually looking for a new car, I guess. Okay, but because I'm not much of a car guy, I guess I'll have to look at getting a new car. Eventually, maybe not right away. Maybe I can, I don't know, share Jacqueline's car. Or something like that. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna die, aren't I? But sooner or later, I'm gonna have to look for a new car. I think. It's just that I haven't had to think about getting a new car my whole life. The cars that I've driven so far have been, luckily, been given to me. So I'll have to think about a new car sooner or later. And maybe it's time. Maybe it's time I start thinking about a new car. I'm gonna die, aren't I? Dude, I thought Isaac would be easier. What's wrong? What's wrong with this? Maybe I haven't been focusing. Let me just not die first. I mean, that might be too hard. Hold on, let me focus for a second so that I can at least move on to the next floor without crying. Oof. Oh my god. I don't think I'm gonna live. But that's okay. That's okay. Where was I? At a point. Oh, so not being a car guy and knowing that all my car knowledge is that Honda Civic has a good gas mileage. And don't ask me what a good gas mileage is because I don't exactly know. I know that the van that I drove had a decent gas mileage of like 12 liters per something. I don't know the exact units. But I know that Honda Civic is a standard, or is like the best in that department. And that's kind of all I care about. I want a sensible A to B car. Oh god, oh. Just don't panic. Oh my gosh, I just died. I'm almost just died. I could have just stood still. Okay. So when I think of a dream car, I think of now I think of, what is it called? What is that car? It's a Honda. It's like Honda Civic Sport, I think. Actually, let me look up Honda Civic Sport. It might be Honda Civic Sport. Honda Civic Sedan. Is that what it is? It's like the sportier looking one. 2020 Honda Civic Sport Touring Review. I've seen that car. I mean, oh, it's a nice looking car. It's like the smaller car. The only reason, okay, for me, I'm never gonna have to carry that many people, like ever, basically. So I'm happy to have a pretty small car. Except, I have a strange masculine fantasy where I want to develop a hobby of chopping firewood. And let me tell you, BC has a lot of trees, and I like firewood. I like campfires. It's cozy. It's something very nice about it. It's very fun. And even though in during camping season, they never allow campfire because it's all banned for forest fire warnings, whatever. But when I can burn wood, nothing quite like it. And I wanna have a hobby where I can chop firewood. It's good. It's good for your fitness. It's good for your wallet. And you get to be outdoors and like essentially working out and chopping trees or chopping logs, splitting logs, whatever. And for me to achieve that masculine fantasy, I would have to have a car that can accommodate a bunch of tree logs, or at least like chopped or like split logs at the very least. And I don't know, maybe one day I'll have enough of a wood chopping maybe I would have actually have time to settle into BC where I can develop a hobby routine where I can chop trees or chop logs or split logs or whatever. I actually don't know much about it. It's just, again, it's a fantasy. I haven't worked out all the little details. But that might be the one reason where I want a bigger car. And that's where my second dream car comes in. I know that I just said, hey, I don't have any dream cars, but I say that as a non-car guy. And these are the few cars that I actually want to try owning. I don't know if if any of these are a good car suggestions or not. The car guys would know. I want a Rivian. I don't know how good of a car Rivian is, but I know that it's like a fancy electric truck. And I honestly don't know too much about electric cars. I've never really driven one. And yes, I do have Rivian stocks, but that is beside the point. I want a Rivian because it's a better version of Tesla, isn't it? That's what I think of. Maybe I'm wrong. But I think of Rivian as an alternative, a better alternative version of Tesla. We're alive. Oh my god, this is like the one item that I actually need. That's crazy. We're alive. So yeah, Rivian, yay or nay? I gotta know. But if I'm only getting like an extra expensive luxury EV just so I can chop trees as a hobby, I feel like that's a little bit of a the bank teller that's working out my loan details for the car might be like, why do you want this car again? And how much does it cost? And how much do you make in a year? Like, really? I know that they're gonna have questions. And do I really want it? Probably not. I don't like driving anyways. Okay, we're alive at the very least, and the run continues. Every time my car friends talk about cars though, I like immediately zone out. It is such a topic of disinterest for me. Like, I do not care a single thing about cars. They're like talking about the specific engines and the different car modifications that they make, and I'm like, I don't know, I don't care. And of course they're talking amongst themselves. It's too much of a... It's more of... How I understand it, like, car interest is like it's a bit of a lifestyle thing. The people that are into cars, most often, there's a type to import Japanese, I don't know, Japanese cars to modify them a certain way and go racing, and I don't know, like, it does not appeal to me even a little bit, unfortunately. I'm more interested in literally anything else. I don't know where I was going with that when I was starting that sentence. Just literally anything else. Just not cars. I'm into a lot of technology things. I like cell phones. I like computer things. I'm not really very knowledgeable about how the computer works. To me, it's still a bit of a mystery. But I like computer things much more than I like car things. And even though they're both technology, it's just different. It's a different circle, isn't it? Oh, I can't believe the run's still going. Honestly, I thought I would have died by now. I don't have much stats to show for. Oh. Okay. One room at a time. One room after the other. Oh jeez. Oh my god. I don't know, man. I would love to have more interest in cars though, because I want to be able to fix different things, and I can fix like small household things. It's like in preparation of being a competent dad. I feel like I kind of lack the requirements in the car maintenance department. So I feel like I need to learn more about cars so that I can change oils, change, I don't know, brake pads, change air filters, like simple things. And I feel like nowadays it's a bit of a staple, also at the same time while being a bit of a lost art. I think in this day and age, too many men are becoming femboys. Oh shit! 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 Too many men that should be learning how to change the oil on their car are becoming femboys and wearing stockings. Now, no, I'm not saying that femboys cannot change oils. I'm saying that the archetype... I'm holding it there. I'm saying the archetype that overlaps both is much more rare. Honestly, I guess there is a use for both types of men. One's for work and one's for play. Or whatever. I don't know. I'm just trying to survive, man. I can't. Don't do it. Half a heart. You think that's gonna do anything? I'm gonna need a Lazarus. I'm gonna die here. Oof. 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 Dude. I don't know why this runs so close, man. My throat's dry. Oh, come on. There we go. My throat's dry. I need... Oh, God. Interesting. Conjoin. Well, this helps. This kind of helps. Well, it's not gonna help very much if I keep running into things, but... Oh, okay. Bit of synergy is going on. I didn't think that I'd be talking about cars this much, and I don't like talking about cars, but I'm stuck in the car docket now, aren't I? I want to say that this is not what I signed up for, but it is kind of what I signed up for. It wasn't even supposed to be about cars, man. It's about stupid courses that I had to take in nursing classes, in nursing my nursing degree. Because imagine there aren't any other I don't know, degrees that require stress management built into the curriculum, right? I remember when I first heard that, oh yeah, they're gonna teach stress management as part of the degree. I'm like, what am I getting myself into where I need stress management is a mandatory course? There must be something vastly wrong with this workforce that I'm entering. But by that time it was too late. By that time I was eating raisins. I was like... And there was a bunch of other like kind of half-baked assignments that I can't remember. it was like feeling journals. You have to rate every day out of 10 about how you felt, how stressed you were, stuff like that. And it was like you have 6 weeks to, like over the course of 6 weeks or whatever, you have to write every day. And of course, I'm sure half the class did every one of that, like every part of the assignment the night before. So you don't do anything for 6 weeks, and on the last week, it's like, oh, on this day I felt like this, on this day I felt like this. And I am not a person that, what is it, like I don't procrastinate. When I have an assignment, I want to get it done as soon as possible, because I don't want to, I'm a very forgetful person. So when I'm thinking, oh, I have to do something, I want to get as much of it done as possible. But there are assignments like that that I can't finish in advance, unfortunately. Oh, he sniped me all 3 times. God damn. Something saved me. Give me a miracle. Give me a miracle item. Ooh, I thought I was dead there. I never understood the procrastinators. I very much like to do everything in advance. I can't dodge that. It's okay. It's okay. The run has run its course. Wait, how am I half health? Just kill me, man. Just kill me. It's okay. It's okay. Just kill me. It was not meant to be one. Not all runs are meant to be one. Not all raisins are meant to be eaten slowly. Sometimes you just have to... I panicked. It's okay. Dude, Isaac is hard. Isaac is hard. Damn. Anyways, that's how you... I remember the outro. I don't remember the outros for when I lose. Screw it. Thanks for watching. See ya.